Hi everybody, it's Nikki down on the farm, and today, luckily it's stopped raining, we're going to be meeting the goats. So I'm going to start first with, as you can see here, we have got Victoria. Victoria is our female Boer goat, and she is coming up to being nearly 3 years old. Victoria came from Cherwell. We got her from a farm in Cherwell, and like I say, she is, sorry darling, she has the tags on her ears, look like earrings. They're ID tags, and she's got the long ears because she's a Boer goat. So I'll let her just follow you there, Ryan. And then we've got Bob. Bob's a little bit more nervy. You can see Bob over at the back, his tail's going a bit. They had the vet here yesterday, so he's a little bit unsure again. The vet has to come because they need to have regular vaccines to keep them safe, and they also have to have treatment to stop them getting worms, believe it or not, and another condition called fluke, which can make them really poorly. So I'm just putting some hay down for there. Hopefully Bob will come over, because Bob's slightly different looking. He's got more pointed up ears, and he's quite a large goat. He's not actually a billy because he's not got his bits, so he's called a wether. And what do we call female goats? Nannies. Nannies. I'm just going to move this over here because I'm going to get Bob to come over and not be so nervous. And what I've got in here, Ryan, I've got some little treat. So I'm just going to come here. Well, Victoria will eat. She's always eating. She's quite a greedy goat. Do you want one? Do you want one? Come on, Bob. Do you want one? No. Do you want a cracker? No. Oh, still a little bit nervy. Come on, you can have one. I want one. See? You watching your weight, aren't you, Bob? Hey? Bob's watching his weight. I'll give you one more. She'd eat it all up, Ryan, honestly. She would. She'd eat everything. She eats her food and she eats Bob's food. So I brought them in here because we're going to be filming, like we said, today, and it's a little bit dry under their feet because they don't like very muddy land, and they're not a big fan of rain and wind, so it's actually come nice. So the ground under here is quite good for them, and like I say, I put them a little bit of food down so they can stay in here. Not too many. Ryan, take a close-up of their eyes, love. Let me just put that, can you see? And they've got them kind of like wonderful eyes. Central slits. Can you make that out?
Just about.
Just about. See, she'll eat everything, look at her. And you know, also guys, they've only got teeth at the bottom. They've no teeth up here, they've only got teeth at the bottom, which I'm not going to put my fingers in.
No, do you want to, yeah, unless you want to keep them?
Not at all. I was saying before about these, what look like earrings, these ID tags. That's by law. We've got to have them in place when they're young. And it's identification in case they go missing. A bit like when you have chips for your dogs. Right, I'm not going to give you any more because you will eat every last bit of that. Won't you? Eh? You will.
Natalie from Natalie Saxon says hello, by the way.
Hi, Natalie Saxon. Hello. So, I'm going to have to move this because you're going to just be wanting to eat it all, aren't you? So I'm just going to put this round here because, believe it or not, they actually have had the breakfast. And I think we were talking before, Ryan, where the pigs have got red buckets, so people can understand who I support, to know what food bucket inside, which we haven't covered yet, have we? We can go and show buckets on another day. But it's a very large purple bucket with a picture of a goat on, so they have purple little food buckets. And in there, they have a little, get out you. Yeah, you've already had your breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you see it? It's a bit like, molasses is a bit like, what's the word for it? That cereal you can get. Muesli. A bit like muesli. And she will eat it all up. So I'm just going to scatter it. Just going to give Bob a little bit there. Bob's tucking in now. He's having his own little bit. Like I say, he's When he came, he actually wasn't as nervous as he is now. He was very used to humans because that's all he had participation with. But when he came and lived here, he came in 2016 and he was 3 then, so he's now coming up to 8. And he introduced to another goat we had, who we haven't got anymore, called Marley. And he seemed to sort of stay away from humans then and become more of wanting to be around Marley the goat. As you can see again, we've got these kind of really sharp horns, which you do have to watch, particularly Bob, because Bob's got quite a good set there. They do grow continuously. They will scratch them down, and also when you do watch the goats, they do play and they do sort of like ram together the heads. It looks quite frightening, but it's not. It's natural what they do. Because if you come closer, Ryan, if I can just lift her up quickly, you can see the shape of the skull. It's quite long and flat, so they tend to sort of like bang heads when they're playing, and also when they're sorting out their differences. Here he comes. He's wanting to see what's going on. Now, also, Ryan, can you see on his legs? Can you see where they've got like little ball patches on the knees?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you make that out on Bob with his black? Yeah? He will wear away from you a little bit. And you might be able to make out Bob's eyes. Yeah? And basically that's with kneeling when they go to sleep. So they wear the hair away constantly there. And looking at the hoofs, they get the hoofs clipped, well not clipped, but cut with rather sharp designed scissors, because they grow like our fingernails, and they can grow under the foot, so they have to be trimmed. We do get the vet to come and do that because they're quite strong, and they need to actually be held down when we do that. So, oh, yeah.
How long do goats live?
Oh,
You have to repeat the question.
how long do goats live for? They live anywhere between 15 and 18 years. Quite a long time. She's enjoying that, isn't she? And if you turn around in a moment, are you coming over, Bob? Hey? And also, actually going back to Bob, with him being a male, can you see his goatee beard, hence the name, goatee beard? Whereas Victoria, she hasn't got one of them. She's going over eating his food now. Bob. And he lets her look. There you see. Give him a little bit of a nudge with his head and his horns. And as you can hear Frog in the background there, our cockerel, he's another animal we'll meet. And if you scan over this way, the shed, the little house, that's actually where our goats live. So they live inside there. And that's where I'll be going cleaning in a bit, because they do a lot of drop-ins everywhere. So yeah. But for the time being, they're going to be in here, enjoying the sunshine. Yeah. Basically, that's really all I can tell you about goats, really, what we've got here. Like I said, when people come back to see the farm and visit the farm, Victoria's wonderful to, you know, stroke and say hello to. Like I said, Bob will come up eventually, but for people, she's great for this. You know, you can get up close and that with me being here, and, you know, have a good feel of her, because she's quite, you know, she's got quite a thick coat. You know, it's quite a, you know, the Boer goat, which she is, the breed, is designed really, sorry to say, but for meat. So they're quite a big set goat. So, but yeah, she's lovely. And she's molting.
Who cooks the coat?
No, we don't cut the coats. They naturally rub it along the fence. They'll sort of like wear it away. You can see along the fence lines, not in here particularly, but along there, they'll sort of like, I'll do a thing, they'll sort of scrape like this, and it gets rid of all the excess hair. But we do brush, but Bob's not into having a brush, because because he's got quite long hair on his back of his legs. And I did say nightler. I think originally we thought Bob was a pygmy goat, but pygmy you think means quite small. So I've had a little look today, and I think Bob is a British alpine goat because they're naturally black and white, quite a big set, and they have the long hair on the back of the legs. So I think that's what we could be, to be honest.
And do they have passports?
No, not like horses. They've just got the ear tags, and I have paperwork, and all that paperwork on their ear tags. They've got numbers, and and basically I've got paperwork inside, and them numbers are all logged. Like I say, it's by law, and that's how you identify them if they sort of like, unfortunately, go elsewhere, or they go missing, or you know, at their end of their life. So yeah. Any more questions?
No, not yet.
No? You can do in a moment if you want. You coming over, sweetheart? Hello. Don't headbutt me. Don't headbutt me. So yeah, so I think for now, because I'm going to carry back on with my day, I'm going to say goodbye from me, from Victoria, and our Bob. So have a lovely day, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.